Fuck God. This is an original instrumental. Soulful music. Peace to the half space. Hopefully it's functioning adequately. What exact time is it? Because I sat and read for a minute. 3:24. It's almost 3:30. I just was looking at some lightning and shit, like in the sky. I don't find myself looking up at the sky and getting all into that. And I was walking outside the building and I just looked up and just kept seeing this light flicker. I thought it was one of them situations. We ain't got no drive-ins around here and shit. But I thought it was a situation where, somebody had like, maybe they were advertising. It was just, but it was actually behind the cloud. You can see this light. I took a picture of it, video and shit. But it was just, you could see the light behind the cloud. And some symbolic shit there, As powerful as lightning is, it can still be overshadowed by a cloud. It can be shielded by a cloud. Cloud has its own power too. But lightning, we hear about lightning striking. We hear about lightning killing people, setting shit on fire, whatever. So I get it. But where I have a real problem when people deal with thunder, lightning, clouds, rain, they don't seem to all understand how it just really, there's so much power behind it. And we hear about the power of rain and snow and ice and even lightning. But just think about the power of a cloud. Just think about the power of a cloud to be able to shield. And it was bolts of lightning. It just kept coming. Just, what's up, Free? It was bolts of lightning. And they just kept coming through. So it was really weird that I'm standing out there looking at it. And then I'm gathering up all this symbolism, thinking like, I don't look at myself as a bolt of lightning. I don't look at myself as I've been called the lightning rod in certain situations, but whether it be this situation and what I do, whether it be anything, I don't really want to be the lightning rod. I don't need to be the lightning rod. See, that brings a lot of attention to yourself, and I don't need to be that. I think I just genuinely bring attention to me with who I am and what I do. And really, motherfucker, we didn't even got nobody turning in the lane. Why do we need turn lanes and shit? We got turn lane light going on. It's 3:30 in the morning and ain't nobody in the turn lane. It's just, it must be on just some auto set. Because usually it's a, what do you call it? You got to hit the sensor. Usually it's sensor operated. But right now it's going through like it's a day of school and shit. It's giving all this time for the left turn lane, and there ain't nobody in the left turn lane. It'll probably turn yellow and shit before I get through the motherfucker. Either way, it don't matter. So, but yeah, lightning is powerful. But what was more powerful was just to see that cloud could get in front of that lightning and just totally shield it off, totally blind the lightning off. And I think that happens a lot in life, And like I said, I don't need light shed on me to shine. I don't need light pushed my way for me to get my message across. But the worst thing about it is, if I am that lightning rod, the last thing I want somebody to do is suppress it by putting negative information out, putting misinformation out, because it makes us all look bad. I mean, we're in this space where we call ourselves content creators, and you got to understand that word came from somewhere. They're marketing it in so many different places now, but that word came from somewhere. And where I want to be, I don't want to be just a content creator. I think anytime I say something, I'm creating content, but I'm not going to press record every time. I mean, I write, you know. Hell, I might be speaking to somebody and I might be creating content. In doing so, I never want anybody to come either behind me. Hopefully nobody came before me, because then I generally, throw some pettiness out. But, I don't want anybody to come from behind. I don't want nobody to be in front of me with misinformation. And when you got misinformation from my people, that's a problem. And I can't really fuck with that. I don't really fuck with misinformation. I always try to come from the factual standpoint. I may not have everything 100% correct every time, but I do my best to make sure that the information that I put out is factual. Some people just don't care about that. They just put the information out no matter what. They'll literally just put shit out without verifying anything. Just put it out. And I'm gonna talk about that a lot later on the Sunday service. I'm gonna carve out a time to be able to do this, because I'm gonna need probably 90 minutes today, maybe 2 hours to do a Sunday service. And anybody that wants to pull up when I can test, because I know I'm gonna have people who watch these other people who have just basically brought a lot of negativity to the set. And hell, we got people out here talking about Ypsilanti and talking about Washtenaw County, and they can't even pronounce the goddamn words. I mean, if you can't pronounce the name of the city, you can't pronounce the name of the county, why are you here? Why are you here? Everybody got Google. And you can put a word in for pronunciation, and pretty much every word out there now you can find on Google and get it pronounced. And I'm not sure exactly why we're out here pronouncing names of cities and counties wrongfully, but we want people to be activists out in this space. How can you call yourself an activist, or how can you call yourself a journalist, or how can you call yourself any of that shit if you can't even pronounce the name of the city, the name of the county that the news is actually being reported on, that the event might have happened in? You can't pronounce that correctly? You don't care enough about your craft to be able to pronounce the name of a city, the name of a county correctly? We all make mistakes. We all, we have that fat tongue moment, that click palate moment. I understand, my grandmother used to say I had a juicy mouth. I get that juicy mouth syndrome. Sometimes I don't mispronounce the words. I might just have too much saliva in my mouth where I might not get the word right. But my intentions were there, and then I'll go back and correct myself. Present, past tense type shit. I'm vain about that shit. I'm vain about words. I corrected myself yesterday. Most motherfuckers didn't even catch it, but I caught it. You didn't leap. No, I leapt. I leapt. It's a big difference to me. A lot of people leaped, but I leapt. It was a past tense. Sunday Night Smoke, what's happening, brother? Sorry I couldn't get with you earlier, but when you got obligations that depend on you, they just depend on you to be solid. I mean, I try to be there. So I appreciate the invite. I try to make myself available to anybody if I'm available. But when I'm out of pocket, I don't like to be in transition and be trying to half-ass, especially in this space. We got enough half-assers in this space. So the last thing I need to do is be half-assing in this space. But I appreciate you, brother. We'll get with you on another set. But I got too many years in this game to be out here fucking around with peasants. You know, I'm not jumping off in people's chat rooms and shit like that when they be going in and talking shit that they don't know. I don't deal with that. Those people are beneath me. You know, I love the chat room, you know, discussions when they're on some intelligent shit. But when you just out there spewing ignorance in the chat room, I'm not gonna jump in there with you because now I become ignorant. And there ain't no point in me getting ignorant, you know, because then you got two ignorant people. Now you got stupidity going, and that's just not me. I don't need to be there with you. When I got the facts, that's all I motherfucking need. I don't need nothing else. I just need the facts. And if I report on the facts, and that's it, I don't give a fuck. If I got 400 YouTube subscribers or 400,000, because I'm gonna still report on the facts. Ain't a motherfucker out here can't say I ain't never reported on his facts. I ain't never been solid on my word. You know, and we so cloaked in on celebrity. You know, I love the shit that Kwame Brown is doing. I love it because he is anti-establishment. He's tearing this shit down brick by brick, and either they gonna rebuild it and have to rebuild it around motherfuckers like Kwame, or they're gonna keep it going, and he'll just have material to the end of time till he just gets done talking. You know, and I never liken myself to another motherfucker because I'm too genuine. I believe that I'm a creation that ain't really out there. But I glean to a lot of the shit that Kwame says because he has no motherfucking filter. He has no filter. Why? Because he doesn't need to have one. You know where that came from? You know where the filter came from? It came from oppression. It came from suppression. You know, we organically do not have filters. Those filters are brought into us, you know, and they're placed over whatever we want to get out. And there's a filter for this, and there's a filter for that, and there's a filter for this, and there's a filter for that. And before long, you pour your message through that filter, so much of your message is going to get caught up in the midst of that filter. And when a person has no filter, you get everything. You get the good, the bad, the ugly. You get all that matter that's just gonna settle at the bottom. But you get everything in its purest form. Most people can't take Native Black Americans, people of African descent, descendants of slavery, descendants of freedmen. They can't take us with no filter. Because when we start breaking off no filter in that ass, now we got critical race theory. A black man that opens his mouth and speaks unapologetically is speaking critical race theory. I know a lot of people ain't gonna fuck with me on it because they really ain't looked up critical race theory. Everybody thinks that critical race theory is the shit that they don't want you to talk about in school. No, critical race theory is allowing me to speak unapologetically about what the fuck is going on in this world through my world. Nah, not just dates, not just histories, just you allowing me to speak. And if any black American can fuck with this, and you know, I know I'm trying to get away from the term black, but I know what y'all glean to, so I'm gonna give you black. I'm gonna give you African American. Just what you want to call yourself, that's up to you. I'd rather be called a Negro. I'd rather be called a person of African descent. I'd rather be called a descendant of freedmen. I'd rather be called a freedman. I'd rather be called a reparationist. I just don't want to be called black no more. But I know that that's what y'all gonna glean to, so I'll go with that. Some of y'all call colored. because y'all part of the NAACP. So y'all part of the colored people. I'll call you colored. I have no problem with calling you colored. Absolutely no problem with it. I'll call you colored. And I don't give a fuck what I call you or what you call yourselves. If I can call you solid, we good. But if I can't call you solid, I don't give a fuck what your name is. Your name could be any fucking thing. Your name could be Barack Obama. If you ain't solid, I don't give a fuck. 'Cause I'm gonna be solid. I'm gonna be solid. You know, and that's why, you know, motherfuckers like me and like motherfuckers who have come before me, that's why they never get to that certain scale. Because they're solid. I mean, think about it. If Martin Luther King stayed on 1963, he'd still be living today. If he never advanced past the mentality of 1963, he'd still be living today. We'd have still got our voter rights bill. We'd have got our civil rights bill. We'd have got all that shit. But we'd be marginalized as a motherfucker. Period. If Malcolm X hadn't crossed Elijah Muhammad, as we all know he did, because I don't know the intricacies of that. You done seen so many tales and heard so many stories about it. Whatever. If he had never been outcast from the Nation of Islam, Malcolm X wouldn't have got killed. He would have never got killed. But would it have changed the world then? Because then he would have just been a leader of Negroes, because the Nation of Islam is a nation of Negroes. And the government doesn't care about the Nation of Islam because they're no threat. They take care of themselves. They take care of their people. They're very self-serving. And they don't make political waves. The only one that really makes a political wave is Farrakhan. And when they want to suppress him, they just cut off all his social media capabilities. But they don't cut him off from the nation. And why do you think they cut him off? They don't cut him off because he's lying. They don't cut him off because he's lying. They cut him off because he's telling the truth. Everybody want to chalk all this shit up to hate speech and this and that's bullshit. If it was hate speech, there's hate crimes. And there's hate crime bills. Bring him up on some charges. If you got actual hate crimes he's committed, hate speech is hate crime. You got freedom of speech, but if you violate that and commit hate speech, that should be a crime. Bring Farrakhan up on some fucking charges. If not, leave that man alone. Nigga's 88. He's 88. And he's been solid for the nation all these years. He ain't never tried to be solid for America. He ain't never tried to be solid for people of color. He ain't never tried to be solid for BIPOC. He ain't never tried to be solid for anybody but the nation. And we know what's in the nation. Come on, man. It's all good, though. It's all good, though. A lot of motherfuckers ain't gonna get this, just like they don't get the other messages, but that's all good. What you're not gonna do, though, you're not gonna keep talking about Washington County. You're not gonna keep talking about Ypsilanti. Motherfuckers don't say much about Ann Arbor unless they talk about University of Michigan. Ann Arbor ain't really making no waves with black folks and shit like that, good, bad, or indifferent. You know, I can't get nobody to want to put eyes on Ara Rosser's case. So, you know, that's going to have to go to a whole nother level. I've tried to reach out to a few people on that, but they very soft-shoed. They very soft-shoed, and they don't really want to deal with it. You know, now the prosecutor's got his hands full dealing with this situation. It's just doesn't come about. Every time I want to sit down and talk to him, talk to the chief assistant prosecutor, see if it's something that can be done, will be done. Some other fuckery pops up. Now this piece of fuckery done popped up. So we got to deal with what we got to deal with now. You know, on my level, I got to deal with motherfuckers who can't even pronounce the goddamn city and the county's names right, but they want to speak on us. They want to speak negatively about, Brother Arnold. You know, you're not speaking intelligently when you just speaking out the side of your mouth and speaking about just what you know. Don't just speak about just what you know. Go get some more information. You have the resources to do so. Cut them goddamn bright lights down, bitch. Go get your information. You can do so just like I did so. You got resources, pull up on Brother Arnold. Find out exactly what he's dealing with. Find out the dynamics and shit like that. I already told him the clowns is coming. He's like, well, there's only been one TV crew out here or whatever, don't worry about that. This shit's gonna get bigger than you think. It's gonna get bigger than you think. But I do a little something, and I just wanted to pull up on him so I could get the truth. And I can start to get the truth spun out here, And I'm not looking to go on this platform, that platform, and keep saying the same thing. What I said I already said. I don't need to keep saying the same shit. Now, somebody asked me another question about something else. Don't you think I'm going to say the same fucking thing that I already said? I done seen 3 people talk differently about this shit 3 different ways. Why? Because they're on 3 different platforms. So they try to liken themselves to whatever platform they're on. Fuck that. I'm not going to make a platform. I'm not going to make a platform make me change my message, make me change the way I deliver the message. Fuck that. See, that's the motherfucker that's just looking for that clout. I was taught a long time ago, if I wanted the bag, I had to get a motherfucking TV camera put in front of me. I didn't want to be on TV. They said, you're going to take you're going to take the lower route as far as finances go if you go radio. Fuck it. It wasn't like I wanted to go radio. I was meant to be in radio. I was meant to be in broadcasting. That's what I was meant to do. So for you to tell me I can make more money being in TV, so I'm going to struggle to be on TV forever, that's crazy. Because then I got to find a lane. And I'm not the kind of motherfucker that would be a news reporter and shit. I'm too excitable. I mean, they would probably want to throw me in as a sportscaster, a sports reporter, some shit like that. Try to pigeonhole me, try to lock me in. Motherfucker, I'm an onion. I was an onion back then and didn't even know it. I got way more layers than motherfuckers got journalism degrees, marketing degrees, sales degrees. I never put myself in front of no lawyer, no doctor. I never speak on nothing and nobody went to school and got their professional shit up, on the real. But hell, there's a lot of motherfuckers out here practicing law. There's a lot of motherfuckers out here practicing medicine. And they ain't no better off than I am with some logic on some shit. But I'll never say that I know more than they do, on that legal sense, on that medical sense. But if you're not being logical, then I'm not fucking with you. And a lot of these people out here in this space aren't being logical. I mean, you turn that camera on, you hit record, on your audio console to put information out. And you want to put a lie out? You would purposely put a lie out for what reason? What reason would you put a lie out? Why would you put a lie out? There's absolutely no reason why you should want to put a lie out. But some people put lies out. They just put them out because that's just what they do, just to stir the pot. I would hate to see a motherfucker who knows that the information that they're saying is not correct, and they still go out and pull it out full-throated. Here it is. I know this shit ain't right, but it's going to get me some likes. It's going to get me some views. It's going to get me some subscribers, some followers. It's going to get you a bunch of ignorance following you. You started out with the ignorance. They're going to continue with the ignorance, and you can only be ignorant for so long before you become stupid. And that's what they count on. They count on us always becoming stupid. Why the fuck don't you think that TV One and BET, all these networks don't have regular black news programming? But they'll show us the Parkers, they'll show us Martin, they'll show us all the Tyler Perry shit over and over and over. Just fucking just real, the real, the real, the real. I mean, it ain't real to real no more. You know, it's all digital. They can punch up season 1 of this, just play that shit for hours. Hours of the same shit. I loved the Parkers when it was on. I loved it when it got syndicated. I don't need to see it all the time now. I love Martin the first 3-4 times in its syndication, but it don't need to come on every night. Now we need news programming. BET not reporting on this, it's an abomination. TV One not reporting on this, it's an abomination. But y'all gonna let CNN and MSNBC muddle it up and bury it because they can't perpetuate what the realness is because they've already played this other thing. Black people been fucking up Asians out here, and that's why we done got to this AAPI anti-hate crime bill. But then when you got an Asian dude who shoots a black baby, who has assaulted this black baby, who has destroyed this black baby's property. He threw his bike in the trash can. That's destruction of property. He committed 2 crimes that I know about before he actually shot young Kobe. No arrests, no police reports, no nothing. And Brother Arnold already told me he already had words with the motherfucker. But he's got so much to protect, he really can't go off. And I see motherfuckers talking that shit about, man, I don't know why he didn't just knock him out. You don't understand the dynamics of what he's got going on. He can't afford to be out to paint. And until a motherfucker can really understand what a motherfucker can't be out to paint, you'll understand his movements. A lot of motherfuckers wonder why I just didn't fucking cut Frank's head off when he stole my $25,000. Yeah, I could have cut that motherfucker's bowling ball head off or had it done. But like I say, dead man don't pay no bills. Nah, I just want to keep skip tracing that motherfucker. Because once he gets his weight up, we'll come with some summonses. Absolutely. He want to fucking try to, do some straw purchasing? Okay. Because that's a crime too. But we're going to get the 25 back. But as you can tell, the 25 slowed me up. Goddamn right it slowed me up. What black man in America wouldn't 25 bands slow up? Now, I'm not talking about some celebrity type, but I'm talking about an everyday motherfucker who gets up and hits the fucking paint every day. Who wouldn't 25 grand not affect? It affected me. But nigga, did I stop? Did I stop? Anybody see me give up? Nobody see me give up. Ain't nobody see me, fall down crying. I can't do this no more. I ain't gonna join no church and get on nobody's altar and shit and be like, look, man, I need you, Lord. I need you. Nah. We got up the next day and we went at it. That's what the fuck we do. And it's been truthful the whole time. You let a motherfucker try to kick back, he kicked back and motherfucking blocked me in the middle of the live. He ain't gonna come back. And if that motherfucker ever tries to come back and break bread in Washington County, anybody putting money in his hands, I'm putting money in their pockets too. Let him make $1 up in this bitch. I need 25% of that. 25% of that. Until I get my 25 back. If it took 50, we'd need 50% of it. Absolutely. Now, I need you to be functional. I need you to continue to earn. Absolutely. Be truthful on your shit, man. caption is, you either long for the ride or you're just along for the ride. Do you even understand what that fucking means? You either long for the ride or you're along for the ride. I don't need motherfuckers that are just along for the ride. I need motherfuckers that long for the ride. There ain't nobody out here doing this shit like me. I'm just not doing it in the level that I need to be doing it. And that ain't up to me. It ain't like I'm not trying. It ain't like I ain't putting in the effort. I got to get outside the Hap space. Haps is doing what it's gonna do, but I'm not getting this message pushed any further outside of the Hap space. I appreciate the multi-links that it sends things to, but you know what? We talking to the wrong people. Sometimes we just talking to the same. I don't need to talk to the same people. I ain't no fucking pastor. I don't need to talk to the same exact people. This message needs to hit a new person every time it hits. I need to hit somebody new. I don't give a fuck about all this other bullshit that goes on. So I stay out of it. I stay away from it. It don't mean nothing to me. What means something to me is my village. What means something to me is my people. And if you get either one of them fucked up, then we gotta come. I'm gonna fuck with this situation here as long as I need to. There's motherfuckers out here who are looking for me. I'm not looking for them because they done did some shit. They done said some shit. Now they gotta back down some shit. I ain't gotta run to them to hear them fucking make excuses. Just don't tell no more lies. And we'll get with you when we got a shot. Because if I take time out just to sit and talk to them, I shouldn't have to take time out and sit and talk to you about the excuses that you made, about the lies that you told. I should be out here pushing this narrative. I done said what I said about that negativity, so I don't need to come back to that. You know, all these people around the country, they all got it fucked up. Everybody's shit. Lord, man, look, Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg said something about this. Tariq Nasheed said something. I don't give a fuck. Celebrity types. Snoop Dogg's done some great things the last 30 years. Okay. He's an entertainer. He's a musician. Okay. Tariq Nasheed done great things out here, you know, with these films, you know, bringing light to our histories. But you don't know what the fuck's going on in this neighborhood, Tariq. And Tariq ain't never gonna fucking see this video because I got 400 YouTube subscribers. That's all. That's all. So my 400 YouTube subscribers, not one of them's gonna push shit to fucking Tariq. And I'm not saying nothing out of pocket to Tariq or about Tariq, but the fact is, you don't know what's going on here, bro. Stop trying to fuck around out here. I know you may even have people in Detroit. You may have been born in Detroit. But you're not here no more, bro. You're not here. And your street soldiers that you may feel like you got here, they not talking. What they doing? I ain't seen them pull up on Brother Arnold. The motherfuckers that's on the ground pulled up. They did their thing. The motherfuckers who do what I do, they doing their thing. But anybody else, they just miking up because they got followers that they want to hear about them talk about this story. Did you hear about this? And now it becomes content for them. No, it's not just content for me. Motherfucker, this is here. This is right here. 8 minutes away. You know, I corrected the brother yesterday. It's not my neighborhood. We're gonna revamp all that, free, because you putting up sites and shit that I really ain't on, and I don't want to send people nowhere that I'm not on effectively. Just being real. I ain't really fuck with that reel to reel site for a minute because I got to take all them videos down. We're gonna start putting up the new streams and fan base. You know, fan base is something a little different. It's going some different directions. I like where it's at, but right now, because it doesn't, you know, allow me to, you know, be on a multi-level, it's hard for me to just dedicate. I ain't got that many devices going, you know, where I can dedicate just one thing to fan base. Fan base jump in this link here where Haps can, you know, send shit through fan base. That's one thing. But I ain't got the multi cameras and shit like that. So, you know, we need to suppress, you know, putting out all that information. Hype up Haps, hype up YouTube, hype up, you know, Facebook or whatever. But, you know, really you don't even need to hype up those two because this shit's already going there. This just can concentrate on Haps. You know, and when we share the links out, we share the Haps link out. Bring motherfuckers back here. Bring motherfuckers back here. We don't need to send nobody to Facebook. They already sitting on Facebook. We don't need to send nobody to YouTube. They already sitting on YouTube. They need to come to this space where we at now. And I'm not on reel to reel. That's just where I would upload, you know, material. Fan bases are totally independent. I like it because, you know, it's black owned shit. That's why I fuck with it. I'm lining shit up. Just so motherfuckers know. I'm lining shit up. You motherfuckers just like doing shit just to be doing shit. I'm not doing that no more. I'm done doing that. I'm done just you know, I ain't really out here being just doing shit just because I'm doing shit. But I've been thinking that motherfuckers is really gonna come up and be solid in this space, and they're not. So I'm good with it. I'm good with it. But now I gotta speak on specificity. And that's all I'm gonna speak on. And right now, specifically, it's my village. Don't come fucking around in Washtenaw County if you don't know Washtenaw County. Don't put our name in your mouth if you can't pronounce the motherfucker. If you need me to pronounce it phonetically for you, send me a link and I'll send you an audio link of Washtenaw, Ypsilanti, Ann Arbor. I heard a motherfucker say Plymouth. I heard a motherfucker, nigga, that's American history. Plymouth is American. This motherfucker said Plymouth. Come on, man. Why y'all opening your mic? Y'all don't know the names of territories and shit? You didn't land on Plymouth. Plymouth landed on you, stupid motherfucker. Plymouth Rock. You didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on you, stupid motherfuckers. And that all goes out to the dominant society. You let the white supremacists see your lunacy. You let white supremacy see your lunacy. And that all comes back on us, man. Stop being ignorant out in this bitch. This ain't the space to be ignorant in. You know when you can be ignorant? Right before you hit go live. You know when you have to stop being ignorant? Right after you hit go live. If not, be ignorant. Just never hit go live. Just never hit it. 4 motherfucking o'clock. And I'm up here trying to teach motherfuckers how to not be ignorant. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.